What do you want to see me about?
We have received 2 new letters regarding the King of England's great matter.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most scandalous marriages from royal families around the globe.
Wallace Simpson of Baltimore.
That's not right. Queen Wallace of Baltimore.
Unthinkable.
Number 10, Prince Albert II of Monaco and Charlene Wittstock.
Well, Monaco's Prince Albert has finally tied the knot, giving the principality its first princess since his mother, Princess Grace, died nearly 30 years ago.
Before he married former Olympic swimmer Charlene Wittstock, Monaco's Prince Albert II had a reputation as a womanizer, fathering 2 children with 2 different women out of wedlock. During their ceremony on July 2nd, 2011, Charlene was noticeably emotional, but maybe not for the reasons one would expect. Prior to the wedding, she allegedly tried to leave the country multiple times and go back to her native South Africa.
A palace spokesperson told People magazine, "None of this is true, and we think it comes from utter jealousy."
The rumoured reason was that she discovered her future husband possibly had an affair and another child during their 5-year relationship. In the subsequent years, Albert and Charlene had 2 children together and still sparks speculation about the state of their marriage.
It is a lot of work, and it has been a lot of work, and a lot of sometimes slightly difficult moments.
Number 9, Princess Mako and Kei Komuro. While attending Tokyo's International Christian University, Princess Mako of Akino met fellow student Kei Komuro. They began a long-distance relationship, and although he proposed in 2013, they didn't announce their engagement until 2017.
Kei is irreplaceable, she said. For us, marriage was a necessary choice.
The couple intended to get married in 2018, but had to postpone due to financial scandal between Kei's mother and her ex-fiancé. Since the Imperial House of Japan is held to a high moral standard, the public already disapproved of Princess Mako marrying a commoner and giving up her title. Kei's direct connection to controversy only made the people of Japan criticize him more.
In this case, I think it was a bit of an exaggeration, looking for something that may be wrong with this perfect picture of a young couple in love.
Despite this, they finally married in October 2021. The newlyweds moved to New York, where Kei worked at a law firm.
And as for Mako, she has a background in art curation, so it appears she'll be sticking with that path.
Number 8, Princess Beatrix of the Netherlands and Claus van Armstrong. In June 1965, Queen Juliana and Prince Bernhard of the Netherlands announced the engagement of their daughter, Princess Beatrix, and German diplomat Claus van Armstrong. While the family and the States General officially approved the marriage, the public did not feel the same.
Boo! Boo! Boo!
Why do you do this?
The backlash stemmed from Klaus's German heritage and former membership in the Hitler Youth during World War II. A petition opposing the union gained around 300,000 signatures, and Dutch citizens, including religious figures, protested during the wedding on March 10, 1966.
Oh, Jesus, God, no.
Things became violent when a smoke bomb went off as Beatrix and Claus rode in the Golden Coach. But eventually the Prince of the Netherlands earned acceptance and even popularity for his contributions.
Er ontstaat iets van verbondenheid van mensen die elkaar, die zich kunnen identificeren met andere mensen die hetzelfde hebben.
Number 7, Princess Margaret and Anthony Armstrong-Jones. Anyone who's seen The Crown remembers the drama surrounding Princess Margaret's relationship with Captain Peter Townsend, former equerry to her father, King George VI. He was 16 years her senior, a father, and most scandalously, divorced.
If Margaret were to marry Peter, it would be a scandal. Don't mistake your current popularity for long-term security. Your uncle's affair and abdication almost destroyed the monarchy. This could too.
Knowing a marriage would never be approved, they had to end their love affair. But soon, Margaret began a secret relationship with husband-to-be photographer Anthony Armstrong-Jones.
Promise me one thing.
Name it.
Not to bore me.
Though he was considered bohemian, he was liked among the family. On May 6, 1960, just 3 months after they announced their engagement, the pair married in the first televised royal wedding. The newly titled Countess and Lord of Snowdon had 2 children together, but after years of infidelity on both sides, the couple divorced in 1978.
Desperate. Like a patient. Desperate to cut out cancer.
Think very carefully about what you're saying. Every game has its limits.
It's not a game anymore.
Number 6, Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson.
Could I ask you if you could tell us what you like about each other?
Oh.
Wit? Charm?
Yes, probably.
Yes.
And the red hair.
And the good looks?
After ending his controversial relationship with American actress Koo Stark, Prince Andrew married fellow Brit and childhood acquaintance Sarah Fergie Ferguson on July 23, 1986. However, they separated in 1992, the same year a rather scandalous photo of Fergie with another man hit the tabloids.
Of what?
You don't want to know. In Saint-Tropez, doing something unmentionable.
You're right. I don't want to know.
While they officially divorced in 1996, they maintained a close relationship, reportedly even still sharing a home together. Amid allegations of assault and his connection to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, the disgraced Prince Andrew attempted to retreat from the spotlight. However, Fergie, who was caught in a cash for access scandal in 2010, regularly makes television appearances regarding her writing, philanthropy, and life as an estranged royal.
As soon as I knew it was a scandal, not once it broke, Michael. But don't try and trick me now, because I'm not going to play this game. Delete that bit.
Number 5, Prince Charles and Camilla Parker Bowles.
I've come to make a request I wish I'd made 30 years ago. To ask your blessing to marry Camilla.
The decades-long on and off-again relationship between Prince Charles and Camilla Parker Bowles began in the early 1970s. But since she wasn't considered an acceptable addition to the royal family, they were married to other people, Camilla to Andrew Parker Bowles in 1973 and Charles to Lady Diana Spencer in 1981. The two allegedly rekindled their romance during their respective marriages, stirring up plenty of controversy, especially when their intimate phone conversations leaked.
God, I wish I could just live inside your trousers or something. It's so much easier.
What are you going to turn into, a pair of knickers?
Well, God forbid, a Tampax, and just my luck.
By the late 90s, both had divorced their spouses. Given their scandalous history, they married in a decidedly subdued civil ceremony on April 9, 2005. Even after gaining the title of Queen Consort at King Charles' coronation in May 2023, Camilla still has to overcome her image as the woman who hurt the people's princess.
One doesn't want to be all poor me about it, but people have not been kind.
Number 4, King Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn. King Henry VIII and his first wife, Catherine of Aragon, were unable to conceive a male heir to the throne. He began a secret tryst with Anne Boleyn, one of her ladies-in-waiting, and the sister of his former mistress, Mary.
Your Majesty, I have already given my maidenhead into my husband's hands, and whoever he is, only he will have it.
Henry formally married Anne in 1533, and soon she gave birth to his child. But as a Roman Catholic, he couldn't get approval for an annulment from Catherine.
I use some intemperate language, Holiness, complaining that never was there any prince handled by a pope as your Holiness has treated us.
This obstacle was the catalyst for the English Reformation and the founding of the Church of England. Anne ruled as the Queen of England until 1536, when the marriage was annulled, and Henry had her executed for suspected infidelity.
If anyone should take up my case, I ask them only to judge it kindly.
Number 3, Prince Charles and Lady Diana Spencer. There isn't a royal couple more talked about than then Prince Charles and Lady Diana Spencer, whose tumultuous relationship has been repeatedly documented. The two began dating in 1980, though they were acquainted 3 years earlier when Charles dated her older sister Sarah.
Would you mind if I asked her out?
Out?
Yes.
Gosh.
Would you mind?
No. Should I warn her?
After roughly 6 months, he proposed to Diana, and on July 29, 1981, they had what was dubbed the wedding of the century. However, reality was no fairy tale, as Charles allegedly told his wife-to-be that he didn't love her the night before their I-dos.
Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded.
Leading up to the big day, Diana also reportedly struggled with an eating disorder and had reservations about the marriage, largely due to Charles's relationship with Camilla Parker Bowles. The Prince and Princess of Wales famously divorced in 1996.
There's so much pressure on us both. We were so young.
I was young. You've never been young, not even when you were young.
Number 2, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Since they were first romantically linked in 2016, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have been at the centre of royal family drama. The couple announced that they were engaged in November 2017, and it didn't take long for the British tabloids to scrutinise the biracial American actress and divorcee.
Within that first week that it became public knowledge, the first story was Harry's new girl, almost in brackets, straight out of Compton.
The ceremony, which took place on May 19, 2018, was more modern and diverse than traditional royal weddings. Michael Curry, Bishop of the Episcopal Church, delivered a sermon, notably quoting Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
We must discover the power of love, the redemptive power of love. And when we do that, we will make of this old world a new world.
The absence of Meghan's father, Thomas Markle, also made headlines before and after the wedding. From no longer being working royals to the media attention around the estranged Markle family, controversy still surrounds the Duke and Duchess of Sussex.
As sad as it is, in order for change to happen, sometimes a lot of pain has to come to the surface. In order for us to be able to move to the next chapter, you've got to finish the first chapter.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honourable mentions. Prince Ernest August Jr. of Hanover and Ekaterina Malshua. The Hanoverian patriarch opposed his son's nuptials over a property dispute. Princess Stephanie of Monaco and Danielle Duclouet. Grace Kelly's daughter had 2 children with her bodyguard before marrying in 1995. Prince Carl Philip of Sweden and Sofia Hellqvist. Sweden's future princess was criticised as a reality starlet with a party girl past. Princess Anne and Sir Timothy Lawrence. Stolen letters suggest the pair's romance started while she was still married.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, King Edward VIII and Wallace Simpson. The marriage of King Edward VIII and American divorcee Wallace Simpson wasn't just highly controversial, it made history. They met in 1931 when he was the Prince of Wales and she was still married to her second husband, Ernest Simpson. Despite warnings to be discreet, Edward and Wallace vacationed together and attended various royal events.
Welcome to our little country shack. I came at the invitation of the king.
Edward ascended the British throne after his father's passing in January 1936. However, since his desire to marry Wallace was unacceptable to, well, everyone, his brief reign ended in December when he famously abdicated.
That I have found it impossible to carry the heavy burden of responsibility and to discharge my duties as king as I would wish to do.
As we've discussed, the monarchy was and still is strongly against the dissolution of marriage. Wallace's divorce wasn't finalised until May 1937, a month before tying the knot with Edward in France.
It was a romance that rocked the empire, but it thrilled the world.
What controversial royal union shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments below.
You fell in love and you married the man, and then you've got to come to terms with a fairy tale. Now, it's not a fairy tale.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.